Imagine what would happen in different sports if every athlete followed the same bulking approach as a sumo wrestler. Absurd, right? Yet this is exactly what happens in most companies. They scale up all in the same way, best suited for factories. In this video, after answering why so many different companies are all organized as factories, I will outline the general approach to building organizations tailored for their strategies and unique contexts. Why are all companies organized like factories? Because the foundation of modern management was built a century ago during the era of global industrialization. What did they have back then? Unskilled workers driven mainly by financial rewards, linear processes, repeatable actions, outputs that were simply copies of a standard, no need for decision-making within the processes because they needed just to comply with standards. By just making people comply with standards, you would gain the same profit for a long period. In such conditions, the most effective way to make an organization business effective was to divide labor between managers, the decision makers and controllers, and workers, the executors of standards. Business has to build multi-layered power hierarchies, with managers overseeing other managers. Organizations grew into empires of power and control, and the fact that they also became heavy, slow, and inflexible didn't make them less successful, simply because those characteristics were not critical in their circumstances. Even now, most organizations still scale in the same old way, which might still work for businesses operating in environments facing the same major challenges factories had a century ago. But the world has changed. Many companies today continuously evolve their products, and they operate in a completely opposite environment. Highly qualified people driven by far more than just money, non-linear dynamic processes, high variability of actions, unique outputs every time something new, and decision-making is constant. So business success now demands continuous adaptation to a fast-changing world. Yet, despite this, most organizations still structure continuous product development in the same old way, as if they were just factories copying one product a million times. So what's the alternative that fits the real-world challenges, including AI and other innovations, for today and the nearest years? Different challenges and opportunities in different sports demand that athletes develop different capabilities, and that reflects in how different they organize their entire lives. Similarly, not only different companies, but even different departments and teams within the same company face different challenges. They also vary significantly in the degree of reasonable AI adoption and other opportunities, so they often require different organizational characteristics and, respectively, different organizational solutions. For example, some product teams should be optimized for speed and adaptability, while others might need to prioritize innovation, safety, customer intimacy, and so on. Some departments may need high cost efficiency in providing a single function, while another unit might need to maximize the quality of a multi-function service for a narrow customer segment. To develop such different organizational characteristics, they all require tailored designs for structures and processes, management functions, HR and people management approaches. In other videos, I will explain how to optimize for product delivery speed, value and adaptability. But how can you know whether these are indeed the most critical factors for a particular department or team, or whether something else should be prioritized above all others? Moreover, even while implementing my recommendations, you will face multiple choices of detailed solutions. So you will need to select those that best fit your unique context. Here is the general concept to designing and implementing the best organizational solutions for your strategy and unique context. It is the most applicable to organizations where the continuous development of products, services, or custom solutions is business critical. Start by defining your products. Perhaps you already have something you call product in your company. In many cases, products are defined from a technology or marketing perspective. However, to optimize for business performance that depends on your customers' satisfaction, you must define products from the customer's point of view. Ideally, in a way that allows you to measure P&L, profit and loss, separately for each product. My practice shows that many companies actually have just one true product, even if it is quite complex. This clarity is critical. It determines how effectively you can optimize your organization around real business needs. Sometimes this isn't so obvious. For instance, when your business is built on customizing solutions for VIP clients based on a core platform, it also happens that you need to choose whether to treat products separately or as part of a broader product family. If you struggle to choose the optimal product definition, contact me. You'll find the link in the description. For each product, you must have a strategy. Even if the strategy isn't absolutely certain yet, you still need a version that can evolve over time. Having a strategy allows you to identify the major challenges standing in the way of its execution. This, in turn, reveals the key organizational characteristics that you must develop to overcome those challenges and seize emerging opportunities. Based on the chosen set of the most critical organizational characteristics, define optimization goals for your future product units and ensure that they have measurable progress indicators. Just as an athlete's ability to deadlift 400 kilograms represents a capability essential for competition, optimization goals are designed to develop the organizational capability that maximizes business results regardless of conditions. Note, though, that the athlete may lift that heavy weight, but this does not guarantee winning every time. The environment constantly changes. In one championship, that lift might earn third place, while in another, there might be no close competitors. What matters most is that the athlete can continuously improve by measuring progress compared to themselves. In the same way, when you define your optimization goals, they should help you track how your organization progresses independently of external conditions, such as ever-shifting markets. This way, you'll always know, for example, whether your strong business results come only from favorable market trends despite a weak organization, or whether your company avoids major losses in tough markets because of a strong organization. Speed of delivering customer value, adaptability, ability to innovate, exceptional quality as in luxury products, and total human safety are some examples of possible organizational characteristics that can give a basis for your optimization goals. Choose no more than 3 optimization goals, as they often conflict with one another, and you need to select those that you prioritize. For example, in the pursuit of exceptional quality, you may have to sacrifice speed. When innovation in a narrow area is critical, adaptability might take a back seat. For your products, design separate departments, usually called product groups, responsible for the profit and loss of their respective products, and organize them in a way that enables continuous improvement towards their optimization goals. Therefore, each product group should include all functions essential for their mission and achieving their optimization goals. Reveal and resolve potential functional and operational conflicts between different product groups, which can be especially challenging when they have different optimization goals. If you struggle to identify or resolve conflicts between the definition of your product groups, contact me. Design supporting functions that are non-essential for product development, yet critical for product generation. Examples often include marketing, sales, and recruiting, although in some cases these functions are essential and should merge directly into product groups. This way, your product groups become your profit generators, while the remaining units serve them to maximize overall business performance. Then, just as you did for products, identify the major challenges and opportunities of each supporting function and determine their respective critical organizational characteristics to become basis for their optimization goals. Then design the structures of supporting functions in alignment with those goals. You may be tempted to move some de facto essential functions from your product groups into supporting functional departments. This often appears more cost-efficient and seems better for achieving functional excellence and supporting professional growth. While this can sometimes be an optimal solution, it largely depends on the optimization goals of your product groups. In my experience, especially when product groups are optimized for speed in delivering customer value and high adaptability, it's often more reasonable to keep all essential functions within the product groups. When aligned with their optimization goals, this approach typically delivers far greater business results than what could be gained through cost efficiency alone. By the way, there are also modern alternative approaches proven to be even more effective in achieving functional excellence and professional growth without placing people in separate functional departments. If you struggle to decide which functions should be included or remain outside your product groups, contact me via the link in the description. Some businesses, where the speed of delivering customer value through continuously evolving products is critical, make a serious mistake. They treat product development as a service provider for sales. That often severely limits business performance. Why? Because sales become the profit center, while product development turns into a cost center. Driven by cost efficiency KPIs, product development easily sacrifices delivery speed and customer value. It turns into a factory that merely fulfills requests from sales. Meanwhile, sales can't optimize profit because true customer value is actually created within product development itself. You can easily spot the symptoms of this in their contract games. While sales demand more and sooner, product development negotiates for less and later. All energy is wasted on these conflicting interests, while nobody focuses on the speed of delivering customer value, and business results stay far below their true potential. For such cases, here is a simple check. If you had to outsource one function, your product or your sales, which would you keep? The one you keep is the real profit generator. HR and people management practices, including performance evaluation, professional and career development, salary management, and so on, have a strong influence on the choices people make at work. For example, they can either stimulate collaboration and teamwork towards shared goals or encourage individualism and control games. This, in turn, fosters the creation of organizational capabilities, either in line with your optimization goals or against them. Optimize your HR and other management functions to work in synergy with other organizational elements, all aligned with the optimization goals of different units. Since different units may have different optimization goals, HR and people management practices may also need to differ across units, sometimes significantly. I will make a separate video on this topic. Finally, don't forget that once the target organizational design is defined, you'll need to go toward it through an iterative change. The chosen transformation approach must enable you to manage risks and allow for sufficient periods of stability, when people can find their way to work in the new conditions, and your leadership team can measure progress and adapt for next iterations. Here, ensure that optimization goals guide all organizational decisions, from defining the target design through every stage of change. When used correctly, optimization goals serve as a North Star, ensuring that everyone at every level is fully aligned in making the best organizational decisions for your company's unique context and strategy. Here is a common trap to avoid. Top management often declares optimization goals but fails to ensure that everyone actually uses them in daily decision making. So, how can you avoid this mistake? First of all, train people to understand their optimization goals and how these goals can guide everyday choices and help resolve ongoing organizational disagreements. Also ensure that all organizational levers strengthen people's personal sense of responsibility for contributing towards the optimization goals. And of course, lead by example. Consistently make your own decisions based on optimization goals. If this topic resonates with you, give this video a like and subscribe. And if you prefer learning from the mistakes and discoveries of others to avoid the common traps of building organizations tailored to strategy and unique context, contact me using the link in the description. Develop the capabilities essential to win in the challenges where others struggle.